and watching someone discover it.
Well, I'm just glad to hear Steve say what he just said about the lack of clarity at times where you are, because I was thinking I was really stupid and missing something. So, and in fact, Fanon and I had a little discussion like, was this or was this that? And so I'm just glad to know that I didn't get it wrong. That's the way it was meant to be perceived, and that you didn't seem nearly as confused as I was.
You don't know.
Well, because I am so focused on being able to understand things, my mind kept going back to, wait a minute, he's a farmer, he has a tremor, and I kept looking for all, get back, well, where is that guy?
That's very interesting. I'm going to interrupt one
Yeah.
quick question, because you see, you all, just as Petrus tonight, the play is kind of a blank slate in terms of a lot of things. He brings himself, and this performance was different from any other performance. Now you all bring things yourselves, and you're going to hear things, and you're going to interpret them, because she just said something that we've never mentioned.
Yes.
We never say he's a farmer. He has muddy trousers and muddy shoes, but we never say he's a farmer. And you just invented something, and that's wonderful. Thank you, because you're all going to bring something to it. And
But he had a bloodshot eye, right?
he did. He had dirty fingernails. That's correct. He did. He had all those things. That's wonderful. And so right. So we had what, 80 people in the audience tonight. We had 80 different plays for witness, because everybody brought themselves, just as Petrus. And this is a danger of the play. The play has to be a little dangerous. We can't tell them anything about it, and so we don't know Petrus's history. We don't know that he's had perhaps a history of somebody dying in a car accident. Well, he brings that to this. We didn't know that. We might have, that might have scared us away, but he was able to bring it to the performance, and everybody's going to bring, the audience is going to bring their own history to their performance. Right, and so, but that's just it. So there's no wrong, the beauty is there's no wrong interpretations of it. But that was just very interesting, the farmer. Now I interrupted, I think, your train of thought.
No, that's all right, I kept wanting to go back to,
oh, where was that guy?
Yeah, where is he? Where'd he go?
Right.
Okay, I had to latch onto that in my head all this
Right.
time.
Well, he wasn't always, but we kept bringing Andy back.
Yeah.
And those details are, you make of them what you will. We had an actor earlier this week that, as I was describing him, he was taking those things, bloodshot eye, unshaven, and he was taking the tremors. He had started to drink after the accident, and he started creating a backstory to Andy. I put him over there. I sit him down, and he was creating this backstory. He was really getting into it, and the fact that I was involved in his daughter's death, he was really starting to build something up here.
Right.
And this kind of ties to what we were talking about, where you didn't know what was going on. The playwright, I think, does that intentionally, is that he doesn't want you to feel too safe in any reality or in any environment. So we set this actor up over here. He knows his name is Andy. He knows a certain history. He knows characteristics. Things can start to ferment. We bring him up on stage briefly. We describe a scene that's going to be fleshed out a little bit more later. Then the next thing we do, that the playwright does, is we just pull the feet out from under him.
Right.
We make him be different people for a while.
Right.
We scramble his reality. We don't let him settle into that character. And so that, not only are we doing that to our Bob, but we're doing it to the audience as well. We don't want you to get too secure in any one reality. We want to kind of float some other things past you, and then we'll go back to where we were.
Well, the play doesn't work if you get too comfortable. So.
Right.
Yes, right. As I say, it has to be kind of a dangerous play, not only for our actor. We don't know how they're going to respond. We've had some extremely tearful and actually breaking down on stage performances, which was absolutely perfect. So it's got to be dangerous for the actor, and as a result, then it's a little dangerous for the audience as well.
And Petrus, how did you, because you commented on it as well, as I feel that I noticed it, the being able to switch back and forth and being more comfortable with not knowing who you are, so just going these ways. At what point a comfort zone was reached before the end of the play? And there were, if anybody, do you guys get what I'm referring to? If anybody would like to comment on that? Yeah.
What I'm hearing is, did you have closure? Were you able to bring, you know, from all the experiences that you had during the flood? At one point, you spoke about closure and for yourself personally and as a actor.
I would think that it was comforting to find out they were handing you words. You were given a script. I would have thought that would be like, oh, okay, I'm not completely improvising.
And
But I think that differs from
Not
actor to
improvising at
actor
all,
too.
no,
Right, I mean, when I heard what little there was to hear about this show, I was expecting a lot of improvising
Yeah.
and that, and no, there was none. And I would think, as an actor coming in, not knowing what you were going to do, and the guy handing you a script is like,
Now I know.
yeah.
Well, even handing in a script, it never went over the words to begin with. It's still, what are you gonna read? Are you gonna read it correctly?
Right, oh, I'm
And
not,
certain words are gonna
you know,
throw you off, you know?
I'm not saying
But,
it was a piece of cake or anything like that, I'm just saying, I think that was, if it was me in that situation, that would have been
That's
a
the
real
comfort
comfort zone.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think maybe to answer the question for Petrus, it almost felt more than any other person who's done Bob, Petrus it fell into a consistent attitude towards me, no matter what the reality was. It was very interesting, fascinating dynamic. You know, the scene when I come back with the water, you know, usually it's the actor just, you know, and it's much more casual, whereas there was danger in Petrus's eyes when I came back. And I wanted to say, Petrus,